Hello world, this is Rachel Gives Tips back again. Today I'm going to talk about memorizing things. So there isn't really one way. Of course, some people say flashcards or a song or a dance is the best way that they memorize. But really, it's important depending on who you are and the best way that you learn. And learners in general can be broken into three categories: visual, audio, and kinesthetic learners. I'm going to put a quiz right here, I think an online quiz that asks you what kind of learner you are, because of course that's going to determine how best you memorize things. So if you're a visual learner, which is most likely because about 65% of people are visual learners, you're the kind of person that looks to the sky to picture things, and you need to see it to understand it or remember it. So if you're a visual learner, I would suggest drawing a picture, making a diagram, or using flashcards. Because with a flashcard you can remember maybe the handwriting with which you've written the word, and then you'll remember flipping it and seeing the definition. So you may not understand it, but you'll remember what it looks like and be able to understand it that way. So I find I'm mostly a kinesthetic learner, but I find drawing pictures helps me a lot. Helpful drawing the picture itself and remembering it in my mind. Next is an auditory learner. They're people that learn best or understand best from what they hear. So if you're trying to remember something, I would write either a song or a little melody or a rhyme, or read something aloud to myself. So if I was reading a book for a comprehension quiz, like I have to do on Monday, I would read it aloud so I can remember my voice. I can hear my voice saying it to myself, and then I'll remember it. I, of course, can't associate with this because I'm not an auditory learner myself, but I've heard that that is one of the best things that you can do. And finally, kinesthetic learners are the minority of learners. We're 15% of the population, and we learn best by doing. So we'll actually have to, I would suggest making a dance or associating a movement with a word. So for example, a couple weeks ago, I was trying to memorize Italian conjugations for I, am, you, are, and I had a whole up and down dance. I jumped, I spun around, io sono tu e lui lei, things like that. Of course, those weren't the actual ones, but I had a dance, and it helped me a lot. So during the actual test, I was doing my little motions and remembering what the actual conjugations were. So I have to do, of course, lots of people like to copy out their notes. Those are awful. It won't help you at all, auditory learners, to copy out your notes, because the actual writing may help kinesthetic, and visual learners will remember what they look like, or maybe how it was different, maybe the color of pen they used they could even remember. So it really depends on the type of learner that you are that will help you memorize things. And if I'm sure you can look up online some other tips for being an auditory, visual, kinesthetic learner, because it won't do you any good to try a certain memorization tip and have it nothing to do with your style of learning. And comment any other ideas you have for innocent little kinesthetic learners like me, or auditory or visual learners that I haven't already mentioned. And I will see you soon.